So we're doing a noise test here of the toy box. What you're actually hearing is this guy, probably, kick up. So, or the AC in the thing. If you have to turn your headphones way up, this is about how loud it'll be. It's going to be much quieter than my voice. That's me tapping down there for reference. Not too bad at all. But this is quiet mode, essentially. And it has been doing a burn-in test for 12 hours now straight of CPU, all the parts of the CPU, memory, all the local disk drives, and it's including even my external SSD in that, as well as your GPU. They've just been sitting maxed out right there. And it has been successful. Now, this is no overclock or anything like that, just because it wasn't even working out of the box before. After everything got transferred back, motherboard got replaced. But just for reference, here's, you probably can't even hear it over the AC in the house, or heating in this case. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is turn it up. I need notes, and all I have here is an X-Acto knife. X-Acto knife is not very good for notes. Well, there's a kitten. Alright, success for 12 hours. Stop. Close. Close. Let's get into the UEFI. You're probably gonna have to skip around in the video between the two parts. If you want to force into the BIOS, you need that FW flag on the shutdown command. So this is running the fans off of a chassis fan header, off of the motherboard temperature. We're going to switch it to running off of a CPU header and CPU temperature. This generation of CPUs always hits 95C, so they will be at 100% most of the time. You will get more performance though, because more cooling means it can go faster. So it depends if you're willing to, when doing things, you know, like gaming or rendering a video and that sort of stuff, whether you are willing to put up with that or not. So what we're going to change here is, instead of monitor motherboard, change that to monitor CPU. I want to see customize here. Yeah, so CPU generally they have it step faster too, which means change speeds faster. So we're going to lower this to 12 seconds. That means that basically it's going to wait that long to change. And then the other thing that gets changed is temp 3 gets to be 95, because that is the max temp of the CPU here. Critical temperature 95. Oh, that can't be 95. 95. 95. And the other thing we're going to want to do is change, you know, if max temperature is 95, we want max fan speed to be 100 instead of 90. It should be 95, 100, 95, 100. So basically, if it hits 95C, which is the maximum temperature, it will hit 100% fan speed. Before it was doing 90% fan speed at 100C, and that was the chipset. But it does keep it nice and quiet. F10 for save. So basically the fan's going to respond quicker and go faster. This is just for noise. I can do a benchmark speed to see the difference, but it is actually noticeable, at least in benchmarks, like percentage points. The thing is, it's very hard to tune for noise because this balance of, okay, just for example, we are probably already louder with no load on the system. Okay, nothing was running, it was already ramping up. Okay, see? That's just launching a program. Okay, now let's go, not overclocking, stress test. Dismiss. Check all the things and hit start. Should have Ryzen Master installed, which is what controls the CPU on these. Yeah, okay. There you go. 94 point something C. We're not at 95 though, and that's because we have the fans going as fast as they can, basically. Not at all times. It will ramp down, but you'll hear it ramp up and down much more often. That is a kitten scratching her claws on some wood. Here is the PC noise for reference. Noise floor. Does chuck quite a bit of air. Let me know which is preferable, or if you're willing to put up with the noise. So, I don't know, that's 2 arms lengths away. You can definitely hear it. Now remember, this is under full load, hitting everything. I'll do a game benchmark here. So stop. So hit stop, we're immediately coming down 40C, that's actually pretty good. Just pop open. Benchmarks, Steam, and we're actually going to run the benchmark that previously your system would just faceplant doing. And sadly, currently there isn't really a way to do an in-between of these two. And the reason for that is because the CPU is always going to run at 95 degrees, and fan temperature curves are done on temperature versus fan speed. And if that CPU is always at 95C, the fans are going to always run, if you're going off CPU temperature, at whatever speed is set as the maximum at 95C. Not always, but like basically anytime any load is put on the CPU, whether it's 2 cores or all 8, it's going to hit 95C. What happens with 2 cores is they can run faster because there's only 2 cores heating it up. So they can go even faster. That's what you'll kind of see in games. And that's just how CPUs work now is if there's headroom on cooling, like they push up to, graphics cards have done this for a long time, they push up to whatever maximum temperature you have set, and they can just self or overclock themselves. They're just turboing, they call it. Essentially overclocking though. And then if it's getting too hot, or they keep trying to put more voltage in to make it go faster, right? Thus temperature goes up, but then if it hits that limit, they back it off a little bit. And they kind of play that little game till I find where your cooling system is, it's too much. Like realistically, that 46C for idle is darn good. I'm normally seeing like 50, 60C on a lot of things, which is abnormal because you used to see like room temp for idle on an older Intel systems. So we're gonna run Speedway here. This is the one that just tanked your system. Gonna put you right here. Still prepping. Started. That was the game benchmark. We can do one more. A little bit longer. Or, it's longer per se, but. So loading, it's got to do all this nonsense. That little ramp up you heard is the stuff you're gonna hear anytime like there's a little blip and like you launch Firefox, Chrome. Loading. Loading. Running. So you can hear that little bit of ramp down at the end. Even at stock, your GPU is pulling higher than average, which is nice. But last thing we're gonna run here, real quick, like, is just a quick CPU benchmark. Let me get that on here. Yeah, I just browsed around it. It just ramped up, kind of. Okay, Cinebench, right there. De facto CPU benchmark. It also has a GPU one built in now. King Arthur, no. King has lately become infatuated with mouse cursors. There you go. Not even running the benchmark. That is just loading it. You can see it's hitting 95C. It's not running. See? Nothing running over here. I just opened it. Because it's doing this warm up, tuning, something down here. So what's going to happen kind of with the faster fan profile, I can you saw the spin up. I think I put it at like what, 15 seconds or something. You know, like you could delay that a bit, where really, because it can't turbo as much then. It's already quite delayed from what it could be at what they originally said at 2 seconds. Okay, now we're down to back quiet. So anytime you like launch Chrome or any sort of program or do any real thing, it'll ramp up like that. For example, we're starting to run here. Not too bad, only hitting the GPU right now. Gotta also remember, side is open right now, so technically this is getting more air than it normally would. but also some of the noise from in here might be muffled with the panel closed. But it is just glass, it's not like sound dampened. You're just rendering that scene with the GPU. A multi-core CPU is, oh, AC just kicked on. So you'll get a comparison of full-blown multi-CPU with these guys should kick on way faster. Oh no, we're still on GPU? What? How long is it doing it per thing? Did I put on a repeat or something? Okay, let's stop that. Okay, now we're onto the CPU. I think it runs by default for 10 minutes, so. Okay, you're hearing it ramp up. So, say you're using Premiere and exporting that video that got you infected, wink wink, nudge nudge. That's the volume it's going to be. Possibly while you're editing as well. So, I wouldn't actually consider this that loud. Mine essentially does this as well nowadays. That's what happens with how the temperatures work. But the other way is literally dead silent. And that was a cute Paisley meow. Hi, Paisley. So we're going to call it there. Let me know. Dead silence, or are you fine with that? Because that's going to get you more performance. With the AC on and like 2 arms length away is about the same, maybe slightly louder than AC for me. It is a different tone though, because smaller fans. Not bad.